Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today is going to be an energy update for the new moon, which is tonight, September 9th, 2018. It's a very, just a really awesome time. It's awesome and complex in a multitude of different ways. It's a beautiful unfoldment we're all going through right now, a gorgeous blossoming, and yet one that is respected highly and appreciated. For the waters that you swim in are rocky, wavy, and unpredictable. Reminds me of a quote that I just heard 2 days ago, which has stuck with me because it's awesome. It's by Joseph Campbell. It says, "Mystics swim in the same waters that psychotics drown." You came to be a swimmer. You came to show others that they can swim too. It's time you start doing that. The universe needs you and will support you in your blossoming and your light spreading now. That's sort of the general theme right now. I'll go ahead, of course, as I always do, and break it down into 5 more specific things. Before I do, let me say, if you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here. I have a great amount of respect for anybody who is on this spiritual path, no matter where you've been or what you've gone through or where you are today, what kind of mood you're in, what you've done. It doesn't matter. You're in this process of facing yourself, and I commend you. I have made a free meditation that is designed to help people in this exact transformation process and wake them up to the fact that they can greatly accelerate their healing process with the power of their mind. It's totally free. There's a link right below the video at the top of the description box where you can get it if you're interested. And with that said, I'll go ahead now and get into the 5 things. Number 1, I wrote down permission to shine. There's been a part of you all along that knows it's worthy, knows it deserves all of what it wants. Your inner child, your soul wants love in massive quantity and abundance. It wants joy. It wants freedom to express and to play and to laugh and to cry, and to be happy. There's another part of us that has learned through living in a very harsh earthly existence and environment that it's not good enough for that. It's not worthy of that. It's not capable of any of that. And there's been this battle going on inside of us that is finally starting to reach a resolution. Or that part of you that has held yourself back, dragged your heels all the way to your dreams, your joys, your desires, that part of you is starting to die, starting to burn out as the flame of your waking, blooming consciousness can see it for what it is. Illusion. Learned thinking patterns that have been restricting your blossoming. So will you blossom? Yes. Is it because of anything you need to do, anything you need to earn, anything you need to become, any length of time you need to wait? No. It's because you're waking up so much that you can see that you have been ready to blossom this entire lifetime and have just simply learned untrue ideas and definitions about yourself that has caused you to unconsciously choose to sabotage yourself, to constrict yourself. But once you realize you're doing that, you obviously stop because it doesn't make any sense. This new moon is going to illuminate that for you, illuminate the areas of your life where you are dragging yourself down for no good reason. And in the light of that realization, it's just a natural consequence to, I can't believe I was doing that. I'm going to stop. Well, why would I do that? And then the result of that is that blossoming that's been like burning inside you this whole time finally has clearance and allowance to open up like a blooming lotus flower. Number 2, you might in one way, shape, or form find yourself undergoing a very deep healing. This might be with the assistance of someone else or something else, or a technique or a visualization online you listen to on YouTube or something. But there's going to be some help for you. Help it's going to help illuminate you. The universe literally needs you right now. It wants your help. And it's grown impatient and tired of waiting for you to wake up and be who you want to be. Be who you came to be. So there might be some kind of, and again, this can show up in any number of infinite ways, divine assistance to help you stop holding yourself back, which might require a very deep, profound, like epic cleansing and healing and like inner awakening. I had this over the weekend just by chance. I had an ayahuasca ceremony and then a San Pedro ceremony the following day. And prior to that, the whole week was more about magnifying how I prevent myself from blossoming, from pursuing my dreams out of definitions of unworthiness and I'm not capable, all that bullshit we learn just from living in this sort of world. I realized them playing out in an intense way in my life, but that led me to a healing, a circumstance where all of that sort of had to come to a peak for this dawning of clarity that I feel blessed to have underwent. And now it's like, now there's that freedom. But it required a healing process, a kind of a difficult one. Not horrible, but a real one that required courage to really open myself up and look within with pure honesty and with a willingness to see what's actually there. And you might find yourself doing that in your own way. And if you can do that, you have the potential today, this new moon, this time, to really have a beautiful healing for you, which will allow you to give yourself permission to shine. Number 3, you might start to feel, sort of by consequence, different than a desire to find your purpose, more so an obligation to go for your purpose, to go for what your heart is encouraging you to do, with that natural fondness and excitement you feel for something. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about the whole. And the whole needs you. And because we're waking up so much, you might find the whole existence, the world, starts talking to you, starts asking that you step outside of your comfort zone and do what you came to do. Now, starting now. I've had this happen in a couple of obvious ways. I'll share, just to kind of give an example of what I'm talking about. Yesterday I was listening to one of my favorite songs, Civil War by Guns N' Roses. Is kind of a civil war is a metaphor for human beings being at war with themselves throughout the ages and how it's just these endless bloody cycles. And I was listening to it and I felt like I realized that I had this knowing that I was one of the many that came here to help break this cycle of self-destruction. And it's like just listening to the history of the planet and the wars, it made me realize it's not just about little Victor and if he wants to do his purpose or not. There's good I can do. There's impact I can make. And it's not about do you want to, it's that you just got to do it out of sort of moral obligation, Vic. Doesn't matter how you're feeling today. Doesn't matter what's going on. You came to do this job. It'll be a fun job. It'll be a self-expressive, adventurous journey-like job. But it's still something you signed on to do. Anyways, I heard that whole song and I was thinking about this. And then another song came on. I didn't want to listen to it, so I hit the next button. And it's on this long playlist where I always shuffle randomly to get signs for myself. And then it came back to Civil War. Almost like, you didn't quite hear, Vic. I know you gleaned the message in some subtle way, but you need to hear it again. Another way this played out real briefly, I was talking to this 80-year-old dude named Max, real badass guy. He grew up in like Germany, and he's been all around the world. He just had a very different depth and worldview to him. And he's a real wise guy, real accepting man. He's coming to the end of his life, and he knows it. He was talking about it. He was cool with it. But he was just talking about all the things he's been through and all the things going on the planet. And I noticed within him, though there's this wisdom, there's because of how entrenched he was throughout his entire life, being exposed to a lot of the harsh realities of this world we live in, he has a skepticism about him. Max had sort of that hope for a better world, that flame had died long ago. And I realized that was the difference between me and him. That flame is alive and well. Inside of me, and I know it is inside of you too. It's not about our little life. It's about the fact that you came here at a special time and there's never been a greater time where that flame inside of you, as hard and challenging as it may be, needs to be let out because you can make an impact, because you have not lost hope. You have an obligation to go for your purpose, as do I. Number 4 is you will attract what you need to become the person you came to be. And like a lot of this, we have our own individual journey going on here. It could come in many different ways, but there might be something that taps you on the shoulder that helps you go for it. Be you, for real, unobscured. This happened to my wife. She was at a different ceremony, interestingly enough, and there was this woman there that was a perfect expression of like the exact type of person she aspires to be but doubts. She drags her own heels sometimes. She constricts her own forward movement, as we all do. She really wants to be a shaman and work with the medicine and heal people. She's got this desire, but her mind says, you know what? I have all these kids. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. These shamans, they go through such a lengthy initiation process, spanning sometimes decades. How am I going to do that? Ironically, this woman she did a ceremony with was just that, this really awesome mom, this really awesome medicine woman, and she was able to pull it off. And seeing that example was like a light for my wife. Now, that's sort of a cozy way of this sort of manifestation of what I'm referring to. It could be different. I'll give it another example to show you how both ends of the spectrum. So during one of my ceremonies yesterday, in fact, there was this cool thing that we did where everybody was in a circle and there was this like altar in the middle of the room, and it was like the symbolic sort of thing where everybody would take turns going up to this altar with a little sage or something in their hand. They'd throw it in this bowl, and they would sort of share something for all the directions, north, south, east, and west. For one of the directions, it would be like you share something you want to let go of. Another one, you share something you want to manifest. That kind of thing. But it was like really, really kind of an interesting thing. Really, people really very honest and a lot of crying and tears and laughter, really just open. Anyway, there's something I happen to say about like my childhood and my addiction and stuff. And there was this other woman there, and I didn't plan this. I just felt guided to share about this particular thing for this particular direction. But what I said triggered something very, very profound in this other woman that she came up and told me. And it's not that I said anything really magical. It's just what I said, she realized she was doing to her own children. And it was a very, very difficult realization to have. Like, oh my goodness, I'm doing this. And it just broke her heart, and she had to go up and kind of have she needed help to process it because it was such an intense pill to swallow. Okay? But that was what she needed to be the person she came to be. We all have these complex journeys, and what might be what one person needs will be different, but you will get what you need to be who you came to be, because now is the time to be who you came to be. So it's regardless of how this transpires, regardless of what you need, it's going to be all for the betterment and the advancement of your soul's journey and expression that is necessary now for this awakening of the whole. Number 5. Courage. See that? I'll tell you a little story that just happened about 2 minutes before shooting this video. As I mentioned, I had these 2 ceremonies. I feel very all fired up, but I'm not really, it's not integrated yet. I'm tired. I didn't sleep but like 2 hours 2 nights ago, and last night it was like I slept a little bit and I haven't eaten much food, and though it was this really awesome experience, now it's catching up with me and I feel tired, kind of raw. That's why I teared up a little bit for no reason, a few minutes ago. And it's just sort of like, I didn't really feel like I'd like to feel as balanced as I would like to be to shoot a video. So I was like thinking about this, kind of flipping through my tarot cards. Sometimes I do that for guidance. And I was wondering, like, is this the day to shoot this video? I wanted to get this video up for the new moon, but I thought, you know what, tomorrow would be a better day. And then I got this courage card. I knew exactly what it meant. It's not about, how do you feel today, Vic? It's like your message now on the new moon can do some good. So I don't care if you're not integrated, not rested, underfed, a little bit foggy, do it. So I did it. The point is, it won't just be oftentimes this effortless sort of flowering. It oftentimes requires a great deal of courage to be yourself, to face yourself, to open up to yourself, to open yourself up, to blossom to the world takes a great deal of courage. But that's what we need now. That's what the world needs now. You to utilize the courage within yourself to be who you came to be. Me too. There's a sign right there, right? Anyways, my friends, I hope you benefited from this. I'm very glad I ended up shooting this video. I'm happy with how it came out. And I wish you all well today, this weekend, this time, on your path and your journey in general. May the wind be at your back, and thank you for being the wind at my back. If I didn't have this obligation, not this drudgerous obligation, but it's a sense of I can help my audience. And if you guys weren't so cool and grateful and appreciative and loving, I wouldn't have that intense wind at my back. So may the wind be at your back, because you are the wind at mine. Okay? If I help you, you're helping me help you. So you're kind of helping yourself in a sense. Anyways, peace out, my friends. I'm going to get some rest. Have an amazing day, a great weekend, a beautiful flowering new moon, and we'll be in touch very soon. Namaste.